Surprise! It's June. Despite our current situation, time has decided to progress at 80 times its normal speed, and we're now at the halfway point of 2020. Boo to you, time, you crafty, irreversible temporal measurement. Luckily, we have video games to keep our minds off the existential nightmare that is the linear progression of events. The summer months always bring with them a drought of new releases, and for the most part, June 2020 is no exception. Excluding The Last of Us Part 2, the majority of games launching on the PlayStation 4 this month are very much of the small-scale indie variety. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a lovely bunch of things on the horizon to keep you occupied throughout June. I'm Liam from Pushthware, and here's 10 exciting new PlayStation 4 games launching this June. Releasing on the 2nd of June in the US and the 5th of June in Europe, Little Town Hero is a delightful looking RPG by Pokemon developers Game Freak that sees protagonist Arts using his imagination in order to defend his town from mysterious monsters. In their review for the game's original Nintendo Switch release, our sister site Nintendo Life praised Little Town Hero for its accessible format, nuanced battle system, and colourful visuals. If you're looking to keep younger players entertained during this summer indoors, Little Town Hero could be a good choice. Also, its soundtrack is partially composed by Undertale creator Toby Fox. A lot of very talented people were involved in this project. If you're in the mood for something a little more old school, then Project Warlock may be for you. Launching on the 9th of June, Project Warlock is a satisfyingly old school FPS that features a gorgeous visual style that blends pixel art sprites with a fully 3D environment. Featuring a ton of ridiculous weapons as well as a number of magical powers, Project Warlock looks like a continuation of the template defined by classic shooters such as Doom, Hexen, and Blood. Also releasing on the 9th of June is Jumpkin. Inspired by rage-inducing tests of patience such as Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, Jumpkin is a precision platformer where players must guide the titular monarch up a ridiculously difficult series of vertical challenges. One wrong move and your sovereign head of state will fall, resulting in a controller-snapping loss of progress. A polar opposite compared to Jumpkin, Beyond Blue is a relaxing ocean exploration title that launches on the PlayStation 4 on the 11th of June. Created in conjunction with BBC Studios, the group responsible for the incredible Blue Planet nature documentary, Beyond Blue allows you to dive into the ocean in order to study marine life. Playing as Mirai, Beyond Blue will reportedly feature an evocative narrative alongside its focus on exploration. If anyone ever played the Endless Ocean series on the Nintendo Wii, this looks to satisfy that same underwater itch. Warborn is a turn-based tactical RPG that launches on the 12th of June. Similar to other titles in the genre such as Advance Wars and Wardroove, Warborn lets players duke it out against rival commanders by giving orders to huge anime-style mechs. Inspired by 90s Japanese animation, Warborn includes a campaign mode with over 40 missions, a multiplayer mode, and the ability for players to design their own maps. We don't see many games like this anymore, so personally I'm very interested to see how Warborn turns out. 14 years after the release of Desperados 2, the series finally returns with Desperados 3, launching on the PlayStation 4 on the 16th of June. Developed by Mimimi Games, the creators of the excellent Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, Desperados 3 is a real-time tactical stealth game set in the Wild West. Featuring multiple playable characters, each with their own abilities that help tip the odds in your favour, Desperados 3 looks set to be an engaging and entertaining twist on the stealth genre. Definitely one to keep your eye on. Disintegration is an FPS/RTS hybrid by the co-creator of Halo. Releasing on the PlayStation 4 on the 16th of June, Disintegration sees players pilot a heavily armed grav cycle while issuing commands to troops on the ground. Featuring a single-player campaign that looks goofier than I expected, complete with a sassy robot protagonist and a pantomime mechanical villain. Throw in a competitive PvP multiplayer suite and you have a game that looks surprisingly unique. Easily the biggest exclusive release of the month, if not the year, The Last of Us Part 2 finally launches for the PlayStation 4 on June the 19th. Taking place 5 years after the events of the original game, The Last of Us Part 2 sees players assume the role of an older Ellie as she attempts to survive within a post-apocalyptic America. Brutal and beautiful, Part 2 looks to be bigger than any other project developer Naughty Dog have tackled previously, and is set to be the PlayStation 4's swan song. we can't wait to play. Ys Memories of Celceta Remastered will also launch on the 19th of June. Admittedly, I know literally nothing about the Ys series, to the point where I'm not even sure I'm saying the name right. Ys? A mystery that shall never be solved. Originally released on the PlayStation Vita in 2012, this remaster supports 60 FPS and optimized controls that aim to reproduce the touchscreen functions of the original Vita version. I've just doodled Ys. There are a lot of Ys games. How have these passed me by? Finally, we have SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which launches on the 23rd of June. A full remake of the much-loved PlayStation 2 classic, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is a 3D platformer that faithfully replicates the chaotic joy of the cartoon within a video game. This gorgeous HD remake includes polished gameplay, a multiplayer horde mode that can be played both locally and online, as well as a bunch of brand new content that was cut from the original release. If this is anything like the original title, Rehydrated may just be an essential purchase for younger gamers or long-time fans of everyone's favourite bright yellow sponge man. So there we have it. 10 games coming to the PlayStation 4 in June 2020. What will you be picking up this month? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to Push Square for everything PlayStation. Thank you very much for watching.